All right, so I'm just going to say it. This show's driving me crazy. Hi guys, my name is Maria Park and this is Approach to Nerd. In this episode we are talking Yashahime, Princess Half Demon episode 4 entitled The Gateway to the Past. I get up at 5 a.m. to watch this show, guys, so I can do reviews for you, and also because I really want to see it and I'm always nervous about what's going to happen in the next episode. And now we have more stuff. It's just more stuff to just warp my brain. So I'm just going to jump right in. So the girls at this point have been in the modern era for a couple of days. So you got Toa, who's back in school learning English. We have Maroha, who is hysterically taking Tai Chi, at the Higurashi, shrine with, I guess it's Gramps' Tai Chi class, because I don't know why they would be there if it wasn't for, Gramps, but she's mastering Tai Chi and the elderly people love her. And I just think it's completely hilarious. And then there's Setsuna, who is basically mastering the violin. She mastered the violin in 2 days. I want to say it's been a couple of days since they've been there, since the last episode. And Mo is her teacher. And Mo's so ecstatic. She's like, you're a prodigy. Now, a prodigy that is, has come in like 100 years, which actually is kind of funny because I guess at this point, according to Maroha, it would be 450 years. But she mastered playing the violin in a few days. And Mo said that, you can be a world-class violinist like me. So that probably is her job. So she's a musician or a music teacher or something of that, nature. But yeah, I also thought it was cool that Setsuna had on a blue dress with heels. Girl was rocking some heels in the modern age. So she, I guess fashion-wise, it did not take too much convincing to get her to blend in, even though she doesn't go to school. Or I don't even think they left the shrine. Or Maroha did. But we'll get to that in a minute. So somewhere along the line, Maroha sees Roothead, moving. And so she basically beats him with her sword to get him to talk. And so he tells the whole story, about how, the Roothead pretty much blended with the roots of the Tree of Ages and was able to form the Rainbow Corridor. So she's decided that they're going to negotiate with him to go back to the feudal era. And she tells everyone this. Now, something that's very cute is that Maroha gets a yellow backpack, very reminiscent of Kagome. And she defies the laws of physics and gets a bike in there and food and everything. Even the social studies and history book that we see, which I'm assuming is Toa's book, gets put in the bag. It falls out and she Maroha looks at it and then throws it back in the bag. And in the first episode, that is what we see gets found along with Kagome's old bicycle seat by the feudal lord at the time. So that was interesting to see how it got in there because Maroha does not seem to understand why it's in there. And I thought that was very interesting. I do know that Kagome used to pack some of her school books in. So I don't know if that was just a throw in because of that, kind of like a homage to that. But I don't know. Or maybe it's going to play a role later. Who knows? At this point, anything goes in this series. So they have the backpack full of stuff. She hands Sota a credit card bill with his card. He's kind of looking like, when did she have time to take my credit card? And she's like, you just a little, tiny shopping or a little mild shopping or whatever, or modest shopping for your adorable niece. Now, Gramps, the mother, all of them keep referring to Maroha as Kagome's child. And Maroha is not denying this at all, which is so confusing because when they're getting ready to leave and May's trying to get everybody to promise that they're going to come back because she's like flipping out that all three of her, sisters are leaving now. The mother, Kagome's mother says, if you see your, Kagome, give her my regards. And Maroha kind of whispers, I don't actually know her. So now I'm just really effing confused. I'm also more confused too that Inuyasha was not even name dropped. Like there's a scene where Sota is sitting on the bed and Toa comes in to basically tell him that she's leaving and going back to the past, and she feels bad because he raised her and she doesn't want to leave. And he's looking at a picture album, and then you see pictures of Kagome and Inuyasha, and then Toa's like, "Oh, is that your older sister?" And I'm like, number one, why was this just a conversation you're having now? Why did he never tell her, about, Kagome going back to the feudal era? Because when he says that, Toa just seems surprised. And it's like, why would you keep that from a child you know came from the feudal era? It's like that should have been a conversation they had. I don't know. That's just me. But yeah, it was like Inuyasha's pictures there, not even name dropped, not mentioned at all in this episode. It is really weird. But anyway, they go through the tree by Maroha promising all of their rainbow pearls to Roothead. But when they get through the tree, it's not Roothead that they see. It's actually the Tree of Ages, who has taken on the appearance of Kikyo. So it's not Kikyo, it is actually her appearance or her likeness that the tree was able to copy through the arrow of sealing when she shot Inuyasha and sealed him into the tree. So yeah, not Kikyo. So basically we start getting some backstory from the tree on what's going on. So she first has a request for the half demon princesses, which of course are Toa and Setsuna. So she confirms that they are Sesshomaru's daughters, and then the Maroha's like, I knew it, and she's basically requests that the daughters, the half demon princesses, slay a demon. And the demon that they're supposed to be slaying is Beast King Kirinmaru, who is the ruler of the demon beasts of the east, whereas Inuyasha and Sesshomaru's father Toga was the great dog demon ruler of the west. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I took a lot of notes on this episode because I don't remember this. I have never heard of Kirinmaru in the original OG series. I remember the Panther King, like 100%. I know that Toga had lots of yokai enemies. I don't remember them ever referencing another king that ruled simultaneously over the east while, Toga was over the west. So I'm confused about this. But anyway, if you know anything and I missed something, maybe it's in the manga and I just didn't read it, I don't know, let me know in the comments below. But I do not remember the Beast King Kirinmaru. But anyway, so apparently Kirinmaru wants to take advantage of the fact that Sesshomaru is walking his own path and pretty much has given up his, I guess, inheritance or, being the next in line to rule. And Kirinmaru wants to plunge the world by manipulating, time into devastation. So I'm assuming a world full of yokai with no humans, basically, is what I'm thinking is happening. But she says something else very interesting. So she tells the girls that if they defeat Kirinmaru, then Sesshomaru will emerge. If Sesshomaru gets defeated, then Kirinmaru will emerge. So they both have to be defeated at the same time. So that got my little brain going, and I'm like, oh, so does that mean right now they're essentially the same person? Are Sesshomaru and Kirinmaru personalities of each other? Like, is it like a split personality thing going on? Or is, Sesshomaru possessed? And is that what went down? If this is a demon that can manipulate time and wants to manipulate time, is that why we see Rin? Because we pretty much have confirmed that is Rin in the tree. I think somebody in my past review commented that it was a birthing robe that she was wearing. And looking at her hairstyle closely, that is definitely Rin's hair, not Kagome's hair. Which again, where the hell is Kagome and Inuyasha? But anyway, maybe this demon, Kirinmaru, possessed Sesshomaru. And so they are essentially the same person, and that's why they have to be defeated at the same time. That's just me throwing a random wild theory out there, guys, because I really don't know what the hell is going on. But I'm just saying it doesn't make sense that you have to defeat both demons simultaneously unless they are in one body. Because the Sesshomaru is pretty damn strong, so I don't really see that happening if you have to take on two at the same time. But anyway, so the girls refuse. They refuse to kill this demon. And so the Tree of Ages basically says, okay, well, you don't know what's going to happen by not listening to me. And then she wakes up Roothead. And at this point, you realize that Roothead really is not a threat to anything because the Tree of Ages has made Roothead its bitch. And so she's like, sleep. Now she's like, wake up. And she's like, oh, they're getting away with your rainbow pearls, and so they fight him, which is interesting because I kind of feel like Roothead should have had a little bit more of a presence. He gets defeated in this episode. So, he has the ability to drain demon energy. Well, Maroha uses this copy mummified foot that Gramps gave her as a present, throws it at him, and that kind of throws it at his eye, and they're able to stop him from draining the demon ability. So she's using her sacred arrow attacks, and then we have Setsuna doing her cyclone attack. And then what's really interesting is that Toa has a new ability, because I swear this girl gets something new every week. She uses this blue dragon attack. Now, if you remember like the third Inuyasha movie and the final act, Sesshomaru uses a dragon attack called the Azure dragon wave, and it's kind of similar to that. So I think that's very interesting. I don't know if that was intentional on the writer's part, if that's more to show that Toa is definitely more Sesshomaru, which in a way I think she is. She has more, I kind of feel like Toa is what Toga wanted Sesshomaru to be. She has compassion, doesn't like to break, promises and things like that, but is extremely powerful. So if he had been alive long enough to see his grandchild, I think that he essentially would have been her role model, not Sesshomaru. Just saying. But yeah, so she got the new attack. They're able to defeat Roothead, and then they're back in the feudal era. Now, before they left, Mei was crying, and Toa promises that once they get Setsuna's memories back, they'll come back. She promised all of them would come back. Well, they just destroyed Roothead, so now they don't have a way to travel back and forth. So she even says, "Oh crap, what now?" And essentially that's where the episode ends. Except for one thing, and that is that we see Spirit Kikyo / the tree, really. You see her looking at what looks to be Rin in the tree floating. And she says, "Are you sure about this? If you forsake this girl, then she may never wake up." And then you see Sesshomaru's figure. You see the fur, you see the feet. And he turns and starts walking away. And then the tree basically says, maybe it's better if Rin never wakes up. To which I need to know what the hell is happening. So, questions. What earth would possess Sesshomaru to forsake Rin? That is not something that would ever effing happen in the OG series. And now that she's pretty much his wife / baby mama, no way in hell, which pretty much tells me he might be possessed by this Korinmaru person. And maybe it's a struggle between the two over the body. That's what I think might be happening. And I think that Sesshomaru / Korinmaru, basically, that's the reason why nobody remembers anything and all their stuff is messed up. Something else interesting, right by the tree and Rin is the dream butterfly. You see the dream butterfly flying around. So I don't know if Setsuna's mind was erased by a demon who had control over the the dream butterfly, or if it was Sesshomaru's wish that her memories be wiped. So it's easier for her to try and slay him. I don't know, guys. I'm just telling you. Shit be real. Also, in episode 5's preview, we see Miroku, or it looks like Miroku. We see a guy who looks just like him pull his hat down. So I don't know if that's a flashback scene we're going to see, or we're actually going to see Miroku and figure out some more stuff that's going on. And we also see Miyoga. And so now my question is this. When the tree was talking about, Toga basically, and Maroha says, "Oh, that's a name that I've heard." Is that an indication? Because if you look at the preview, Miyoga's on her shoulder. Did Miyoga raise Maroha? Because that's what it looks like to me. It looks like he raised her. And that's why she has all of this information and she's really quick with stuff. Because Miyoga was the one who always brought them information in the OG series. So she's kind of acting like Inuyasha, Kagome, and Miyoga all in one. So it would be interesting if that's who raised her. And that's who sends her out on all these bounties. It would make perfect sense that Miyoga was her benefactor / guardian. So yeah, that's interesting. Also, why when the girls were in the modern era, why did no one ask what happened to Kagome and Inuyasha? Why didn't Sota, Gramps or the mother say, hey, it's been so long since we've seen our loved one. How is she? What is she doing? Why was this never a conversation? I don't understand that. As somebody who is a mother, if my daughter went to the past and I have not seen my daughter for years, the first thing I would say is, how is my baby? I don't get why they're so hands off of this subject. I understand us as viewers are not meant to know whatever this mystery is, but the situations you put them in do not make sense for me. I don't understand. You know, this is not a family that did not love Kagome. They loved Kagome fiercely, and the mother even let her go to be with the one she loved in the past. And then you see your grandchild and you don't say, hey, where is Kagome? The only thing you say is when they're leaving is, hey, tell Kagome I miss her, give her my regards. That does not make sense to me, guys. I don't know. That's just me. I am super confused by that. So yeah, I have questions. I have questions and I need answers, but that is my review for now, guys. I really want to know what you guys think. Please leave me a comment below and let me know. And if you would like to sign up for Jury Duty, hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to know who's next on the Nerd Bell, hit the notification bell. Until next time, I can't wait for you to approach the nerd. Bye, guys.
Thank you for watching my video. I really appreciate it, but hey, the party doesn't have to stop now. Click on one of these videos and keep it going.